7 years ago, the anime and manga world would be taken by storm with a single new release, Jujutsu Kaisen. With this new manga, a single question rose to the surface. What inspired Gege to make this masterpiece? Immediately, you might think the answer is Hunter x Hunter. But what if I were to tell you that it all originated with an American film in the 80s? That film is Cobra.
No hard feelings, pal.
Cobra follows the story of a cop that lands himself in the middle of a secret organization's murder spree. Our hero, aka Sylvester Stallone, winds up protecting a beautiful model, falling in love with her, and defending her from an evil militia. He's basically the embodiment of a Giga Chad in the 80s. But how could this movie possibly connect to JJK? You see, this is the seed that starts it all. This film would create a web of connections that would span throughout history. So where do we go from here? Well, take a look at this movie poster. Does it look familiar? He almost looks identical to this character here. His name is Kenshiro, and he's from Fist of the North Star. This is where Cobra's character would be first planted in Japan, and the first connection we make on our way to JJK. Fist of the North Star was a massive success in shonen and completely changed the landscape of the manga industry. The author drew inspiration for the character from both Bruce Lee and Cobra, and for the setting, it came from Mad Max. Bringing all these worlds together, he created a masterwork of art. For those of you who don't know, Kenshiro is the wielder of an acupuncture martial arts style that can basically make heads explode. This anime became so massive that it bled into dozens of anime across the industry, one of which happens to be JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. We can immediately see the inspiration just by looking at Jonathan Joestar's appearance. Both physically and in art style, these characters are almost identical. We can also find similarities in the power system, which ends up having a huge connection to JJK, from fighting auras to creating mirages of yourself. I could literally go on for days. But this power system didn't just stop here. It went on to help build one of today's most recognized power systems in all of anime, the Hunter x Hunter Nin system. Like Stan's, Hunter x Hunter has established its own system. Both systems, they go beyond power levels though, and they bring a unique flavor to every fight. Funny enough, this anime would become the most direct source of inspiration for Jujutsu Kaisen. We can draw so many connections here because Gege was a huge fan of Hunter x Hunter. From Gojo looking like Killua to similarities between Nin and Cursed Energy. Nin is life force while Cursed Energy is negativity. Both have innate abilities in packs as well. A very quick example of this would be when Gon sacrifices life energy to achieve a massive power temporarily. Then in JJK we have Kasume, who made a vow to never wield a sword again in exchange for a hit on Kenjaku. There are so many similarities between these anime, and it's amazing to see how these ideas have evolved over the years. Each author has contributed their own twist to the equation, and the final products continue to become greater and more refined. But at the end of it all, it's astonishing to look back and realize that it all started with a simple idea. A Giga Chad in the 80s meets a dangerous wasteland.